It was looked at as an eventuality since there was a political deadlock, and now it seems it is clear Delhi, I beg your pardon, is heading towards President's rule. Lieutenant Governor Najib Jung has just written to the Home Ministry recommending that the Delhi Assembly be kept in a state of suspended animation. The recommendation follows refusal by the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party to form a government in the capital by the 18th of December, that is the deadline. The Union Home Ministry will forward the recommendation to the Union Cabinet for a final decision in this matter. Karthikeya is joining us on the phone line. Karthikeya, clearly the political deadlock finally relenting to the one decision that perhaps the voters of Delhi did not want, President's rule.
Yes, that is why I think there is a move, Maruk, to go for a suspended animation rather than just going for the President's rule. Suspended animation gives a lot of maneuvering capacity to the LG or a governor in any given state to immediately convene an assembly and call for a formation of the government. And anyway, they don't have any option left. Tomorrow, Kejriwal is going to take a final decision as to what they intend to do, because the Congress has made it clear the support is not unconditional. It's only on two issues, and rest are administrative matters. So I think once it's done, they will have to put the assembly under suspended animation and wait for further political reconfiguration of scenarios in Delhi.
Karthikeya, explain that for the viewer who's joining us at this point. What do these configurations really mean? And what clearly is the difference between suspended animation and central rule?
Suspended animation means that the assembly is alive. It has a life of its own. It's frozen because there are no parties to clearly stake, which means that the mandate is fractured. When you go for a president's rule, assembly is dissolved. And after that, you will have to call for the fresh elections within 6 months. So perhaps the government doesn't want to take that chance. And the best example I can give you is that in Jharkhand, the assembly went through the suspended animation for a couple of times. 3 chief ministers have been changed, but they did not dissolve the government because they thought it's better to give people a chance rather than calling a fresh election and again throwing up a fractured majority. So it allows people to reconfigure and get support to each other. But I think the redeeming part of Delhi Assembly is, which has become actually a problem, that no one wants to indulge in horse trading.
Okay, Karthikeya, stay on with us. Former Lok Sabha Speaker Somnath Chatterjee is also joining us at this point live on the show. Mr. Chatterjee, it seems as far as the Delhi deadlock is concerned, and this is news just coming in that the Lieutenant Governor has written to the Home Ministry saying that he wants a central rule. Now, the possibility of suspended animation is also looking quite likely vis-a-vis President's rule. How do you see this deadlock going forward?
Well, obviously, we find that both the major parties here, I mean the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, they have both expressed their inability to form a government or willingness to form a government, and the number is such that none of them can form it. And the other thing is what I find that the president of Aam Aadmi Party has written to the 2 other parties, BJP and Congress, more to test them than to seek their support. As I have seen in the newspaper, he said, I have written them to test them, regard their views on some of the important issues according to the Aam Aadmi Party. Therefore, that is not for support. Therefore, I don't see any immediate possibility of formation of a government. And obviously, immediate termination of the assembly or the dissolution of the assembly means the post-election. Probably the governor has thought to give them another chance to find out ways and means to form a government. Otherwise, ultimately, the inevitable course will be taken. Therefore, I think he is giving an opportunity which the governor is entitled to give an opportunity. Otherwise, it would have been possibly would have been said that he has acted in a hurry if the assembly is also dissolved.
So essentially, do you see this as a possibility of perhaps any political configuration, or would you, in your personal opinion, feel that for the people of Delhi, perhaps there should be a clear-cut decision and perhaps not this, stayed-on political deadlock that has continued without really any outcome?
Yes, I agree with you, because ordinarily we have seen in the past there are horse tradings on this. It is not proper. It it is most undesirable to indulge in horse trading. Therefore, if it is certain that there can be no formation of a government, let the fresh elections be held.
You know, many in the opposition, Mr. Chatterjee, would say that perhaps the Congress is looking at the possibility of getting some kind of understanding with the Aam Aadmi Party. Do you think that's why this more time has been given as far as the politics of Delhi is concerned?
Well, I don't know. It's for the Aam Aadmi Party. Since he has written to both the parties, seeking their views on some important issues. If they reply according to them is satisfactory from one party or another, they may think of it. This is just hypothetical.